So a couple of years back, Johnny Depp got into a ton of trouble because his wife at the time, Amber Heard, accused him of abuse in a relationship, physical abuse. And he lost a movie. I think he lost Pirates of the Caribbean, as well as endorsements and tons of lucrative opportunities. I mean, the man's been going downhill ever since. That's why I believe all women is complete nonsense. We got this article coming to us from the Daily Mail. Johnny Depp accuses Amber Heard of severing his finger by hurling a bottle of vodka at him when asked to sign a postnuptial agreement, an attack that resulted in actor contracting MRSA 3 times and nearly losing his life. This is written by Chris Spargo for the Daily Mail. Warning: graphic image. After you already kind of showed us the graphic image. Man, bro, I remember when he was on 21 Jump Street. Yeah, I'm that old. Johnny Depp claims in a declaration filed in his $50 million defamation lawsuit against Amber Heard that the actress is responsible for severing his finger. Depp claims that Heard began throwing bottles at him in 2015, just 1 month after they were married, when asked to sign a postnuptial agreement. The bottle exploded and tore off his finger, claims Depp, who said he had to undergo multiple surgeries and almost died after contracting MRSA 3 times. Depp had to fly home to the U.S. from Australia after the attack, forcing the set of Pirates of the Caribbean to shut down and costing Disney millions. Johnny Depp is firing back at his ex, Amber Heard, in new court papers, claiming that he almost lost his life when his ex threw a glass bottle of vodka at him and severed off the tip of his finger. I mean, let's pause it right quick. Like, females do tend to get very violent and very angry when they hear something that they don't like. They get emotional, like, automatically, and just go for blood. I've seen it happen. It's happened to me on several occasions, and it really is tough to say, how we should listen to, like, all women, just believe women blindly, and it's like, should we? 1 month after the Oscar nominee was hit with new abuse claims by Heard in response to the $50 million defamation lawsuit he filed against the actress, Depp is now detailing the injuries he allegedly suffered at his then-wife's hands. Court papers obtained by DailyMail.com reveal that Depp claims he severed his finger back in 2015, not because he was partying with friends, but rather because his wife was enraged that his lawyer had asked her to sign a postnuptial agreement. Of course she was. Depp alleges that she was so angry she threw bottles at him, claiming one of those bottles hit a marble countertop and exploded, ripping off the tip of his finger in the process. He further claims that he had to undergo multiple surgeries as a result of this attack and contracted MRSA 3 times, which nearly caused him to lose his life. Yikes. Jesus, the rest of your finger was dirty. The other fingers is dirty as hell too, bro. What was you doing? The first cut is the deepest. Isn't that a song? I'm pretty sure that's a song. Like, because the first cut is the deep. Right? Something like that. Johnny Depp claims in a declaration filed in his $50 million defamation lawsuit against Amber Heard that the actress is responsible for severing his finger. I hate repeating things. Like, that's the thing about Amber Heard, though. Like, it's not like she ain't bad, but it's the bad ones. Like, it's the bad ones that really aren't used to hearing the word no, aren't used to hearing, things they don't like. So when they do eventually hear, oh my goodness, that's his finger, afterwards, once they do hear things that they don't like, they snap, they spaz out. While I was in Australia filming a movie approximately 1 month after I married Miss Heard, on a day where my then lawyer tried to discuss with Miss Heard the need that she sign a postnuptial agreement with me, she went berserk and began throwing bottles at me, reads the filing, because she didn't want to sign a postnup. Like, you should. Sorry. Yo, JD, man. I feel comfortable enough calling Johnny Depp JD. JD, you should have gotten that signed before you got married, dude. You should have got the prenup signed, and then you wouldn't have to worry about a postnup. But it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, she crazy as hell. And you know what they say about crazy chicks. I mean, it is a little warmer and a little wetter. The first bottle sailed past my head and missed, but then she threw a large glass vodka bottle. The bottle struck the marble countertop and exploded, blah, blah, blah. The filing goes on to state the projectile's impact shattered the bone in my finger and entirely severed the tip of my finger. A photo submitted to the filing shows just how severe the injury was, with Depp clearly missing a large chunk of his finger. I had to have 3 surgeries to reconstruct my finger and contracted MRSA 3 times, state Depp in his declaration. I fear that I would lose my finger, my arm, and my life. Okay, that I feel is a little over the toppy. You know, like I feared for my life. I mean, you know what? I'm sorry. He may have, but that also feels just a little like a little melodramatic. Heard had previously claimed in court papers that Depp cut off the tip of his finger during an argument while he was drunk and high on ecstasy. He was angry at the actress because he believed that she had been sleeping with Billy Bob Thornton, according to Heard. Really? Billy Bob Thornton? I mean, what's that guy? Just got the magic meat or something? Cause like Angelina Jolie, I'm pretty sure with how intense the Monsters Ball scene was with Halle Berry, I'd put money on he cracked that. But man, Billy, he's still out in these streets, man. He's still out there in those Hollywood streets. Thornton and Heard both deny that claim. Depp did not have the finger treated until almost 24 hours after he sliced off the top of the digit, according to Heard, and doctors had to use a flap of skin from his hand to fashion a new tip. In photos taken a month after the incident, when the pair returned to Australia, Depp and Heard are seen getting off the private jet with his finger wrapped in a scarf. Depp traveled back to the States to have what is described as onset surgery, blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's one of the things I really can't stand about articles these days is that they're very repetitious. Oh, Jesus. Come on. No, just go back. And it's going to take me all the way back to Facebook. Okay. But, I mean, while we're right here, so here's the deal. I don't believe all women. I believe in evidence. And, you know, there's tons of photos of him with scars from their relationships, but not too many of her all beaten up. I mean, if anything, you're going to catch her looking fine as hell. Because look at it, she is not an ugly or unattractive woman by any stretch of the imagination. And that's kind of how you can tell. Oh, wait. That's what she's saying he did to her. It's not quite a severed finger. But either ways, I don't believe in believing just anybody. We'll see how it shakes out in court. But, yeah, that was a lot more, what's the name? Like a severed finger is a bit more tough than a bruised eye. And if we're going to be 100% real about it, I've seen women hit themselves. You know, I've seen women hit themselves to make it seem as if the guy has abused them. So really, it's a sad state of affairs. I just want to really make this video to point out how, you know, it isn't one-sided. No story has a singular side. Like, all stories are multi-sided, and honestly, the only people that really knows what happens between the two of them is them, you know? But I want to warn guys, too, that, you know, I mean, be careful about, I believe everyone should be very discerning about who they decide to marry, who they decide to spend their life with, because it is very easy to get fooled for a little bit of time. I mean, particularly if she can look like this. I mean, Jesus, lady. When she Asmira, yeah, I think it's her constantly looking wet is what really pulls this over as far as sex appeal goes. But, you know, she bad. I mean, congratulations, Johnny, but man, 15 minutes of pleasure does not equate to a lifetime, or, you know, however long they continue to go have this back and forth of misery by any stretch of the imagination. She definitely a bad one. So, with that being said, we're going to wrap this video on up. By all means, please, all the internet stuff. Like, sub, share, speak. Like it if you liked it. Sub if you like hearing my fantastic voice. Share, because seriously, I mean, women are abusive too. Women can be very abusive. And not just, and the deal when it comes to women and being physically abusive is that, you know, they, on average, lighter and not, you know what I'm saying, not really built for physical combat. So so that's why a part of the reason why we don't take it so seriously. But I mean, getting attacked, I mean, like when something hurts, it hurts no matter what. So I mean, you can, like, if a bee sting you, you still want to pop that bee, right? So let's be real about these things. So let me know what you think in the comments. I mean, is this a situation in which you see both wrong, one wrong? I mean, I really like to get opinions. So hit me up in the comments, and till the next video, later.